Hi there. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Gemma Crow. I'm a jewellery designer, teacher, and I manage a group on Facebook called Crow's Mojo and run this YouTube channel where I give you tutorials, hints, tips, insights, meet other designers, things like that. It's a channel that's growing and it's aimed to boost your creative mojo. So whatever it is I'm working on, I try and share it. And then in the group on Facebook, which please join, it's Crow's Mojo on Facebook. Come along and join in the fun. There's over 1,000, well, over 1,500 people in the group now, all sharing ideas, asking for support and help, and generally working with each other to produce lovely jewellery. So yesterday I was in the group, and a lovely lady, I've got her up here on the screen, it's why I'm looking, a lovely lady called Christine Gray had posted a gorgeous necklace using a technique that I demonstrated a long time ago on Jewellery Maker TV. Now, it's really hard trawling through those videos because I'm there probably five or six shows a month, so it's hard to find it, and I think it's a couple of years ago. So I just said I would do a quick demo because Christine's necklace got so much interest from everybody wanting to have a go and saying how gorgeous it was, and so I thought I'd just do a quick demo on how to do finger knitting, and then you can do whatever you want with it. So I've got a piece on here just so you can visualise where you know what I'm thinking, but also go and have a look at Christine's necklace and some other necklaces that have been posted by other members who've also loved the technique. I'm going to scroll down and just have a quick look. There's a few other of our lovely members in here that have been on and posted their makes. So I've got who else is in here? I've got Esther Johnson, and Esther's made a beautiful one with graduated colours and great big chunky cord endings on it, which is lovely. And then I've got one from Lorraine who makes scarves with them and long skinny scarves with tassels on, which is a bit like the one I'm wearing. So I'll show you that in a second. Yeah, and also Alison Bamford, she's got some lovely ones too. And all showing different mediums as well, because it's a technique that you can use with cord, yarn, leather, fabric, t-shirt material, tights, even things like if you want to do your upcycling carrier bags. As long as you can make a cord with whatever it is you're using, you can do this technique with it. So I'll just show you this one quickly. So this is a really long length, and I've used a sort of a lovely finding here as a group of rings all linked together, and I've doubled it up around the neckline. You see that there? And then if I just stand up, you can see, then I've popped some cord ends, some little tassels on there. So it's got a nice bit of weight, it dangles down, and you can wear it just like that. So the nice thing about t-shirt yarn ones, I love, because they're comfy and cosy and they're quite warm, especially for this season, heading into winter. And also, if you like to dress much more casually, so you want to wear your jogging bottoms and your trainers, or you're off to the gym, or you're just picking the kids up from school, and you just want to chuck something on that is yours, that you've made, but matches your jogging bottoms, then it's nice casual jewellery as well. So, it's lovely. I find myself just chucking these on all the time. I'll just show you quickly. Whilst I've been preparing for the video, I just did one with this is a sari cord, I think it's called. It's quite a coarse sort of rope. But these are lovely too, and they make really nice neckline pieces, especially if you've got really chunky pendants that you want to use, like big chunky polymer clay or great big gems and beads. They make really lovely cords and chains. Okay, so let's get started. So I've got here some t-shirt yarn, and a lot of the yarns and threads you'll buy are on skeins like this. If they're not on a reel, they're on skeins, and they can be a bit unruly. So I'll just show you quickly how to undo it without getting yourself into too much trouble or getting wrapped up in threads, because we do need the thread to run freely through our fingers. So it comes in a skein like this. And what you'll find is that it's twisted and one end is popped through the other. So if I just pop my finger through that loop at the top, I can release the yarn there and just let it unroll itself. Okay, We're going to do this in reverse to do the thread back up as well, so you don't get into a pickle with it. And you'll also see it when you get skeins like this, you'll find you've got little bits of thread on there as well. That sort of holds it together through the reel. So I'm going to cut all those off so that it can run nice and freely. Trim, trim, trim. So if you want to get your hands on some t-shirt yarn, this one I've got from Jewelry Maker TV, but you can also get it online. Somebody said on there that you can get some on eBay, really good price. So you can get some on eBay, or you can cut up your old bed sheets maybe, and you know, upcycle things from the house or from your home, and yeah, use anything you like that. Right, so you see I'm sort of shaking the skein. I've got it all loosened now. I'm sort of shaking it to get it all lined up without it getting tangled. And then what I generally do when I'm working like this, I mean I've got you might have different dining chairs to me or workroom chairs, but if you've got like a hook you can hang this onto. So if I'm going to show you, I'm just going to place this over the back of my chair. Oh, I still got streamers from the launch on Saturday. I missed those. Right. Pop that over the back of the chair like so, and then I've got a nice length ready to work with. Okay, so we're going to get started. We don't need any tools with this, a pair of scissors maybe, and just your hands, which is great, so you can do this anywhere. So first off, I'm going to take my palm, and I'm going to use my non-dominant hand. So for me, that's my left hand to work onto, and my right hand is going to do all the work. So if you're left-handed, just swap that around. Okay, but the technique's the same. So I'm going to take the tail of my thread, and you see I've got it in the crevice between my thumb and my index finger. I'm just going to give myself a nice long length because I never know what I'm going to use that for. I might need to tie it into something or stitch it into something. So a nice long length on there, and you're just going to let that, so turn my hand over, and I'm just letting that just hang down, okay? So then I'm going to take my the rest of my thread that's attached to my skein, and I'm going to come underneath my forefinger, so you can see from the back it's coming from there underneath, and then I'm going to go over the top of the next finger, underneath and over. Okay, so that's the first one round. What we're aiming for is these sort of dashes, so these little loops on the back of our hand. So then I'm going to come under my little finger, over the next one, under and over. Okay, so now I've got one, if I turn this over, I've got one dash on each finger, or one thread crossing each finger. The aim is to have two, so I'm going to come under, over, again and again, until I've got two on each finger. So the first one round, so I go under, over, that gives me two on those. So on the way back when I go under, over, I should end up with two on the others. So under, over, over. So that's what I've got now on my fingers. Okay. So now what I want to do is take the bottom loop on each finger over the top of the top loop and to the back. So I'm going to start with my little finger. So I'm going to start on the little finger because that's the furthest away from where my thread is. Okay. So I'm going to take the bottom loop on my bottom finger. I'm positioning this a bit differently so you can see. You don't need to look at me anymore. Right. So the bottom loop on my finger here over the top one, and just let it loose there. Bottom over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over the top. And what you'll see I'm doing is I'm bending my finger to help me get that out. Okay, and what you'll find is the loops will want to start to come up your fingers. Now as you get more experienced and quicker at this, you'll be able to have them up a bit higher. But at first, I'd say just keep them down low so that you can, you know, get used to how you need to hold it. Okay, so now I've got my thread. I need to now create two loops again on each finger. So I'm going to come over the top of my index finger, underneath the middle finger, over the ring finger, and under the little finger, and then back to fill in the gap. So over the little finger, under the ring finger, over the middle finger. And so now I've got two again on each. So now I can take the bottom one on the little finger over, bottom on the middle, and keep going all the way along. Okay, So just make sure that that cord that you have tucked in just doesn't get too loose. Just keep it down at the back. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. So I'm going to take my working thread, the thread that's attached to the skein, over my index finger, under my middle finger, over my ring, and under my little finger, then over and all the way back, so that we've got 2 on each finger again. Bottom thread over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over the top. Okay, we can see underneath now our rows are starting to grow. So if I pull that first one, you can see this it's starting to grow. It looks a bit messy at first, and you'll think, well, this isn't looking great. But once you've finished and you pull it, it goes into this beautiful neat rope. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple more quickly, and then I'm gonna show you how to finish it. So if I do this quite quickly, you can actually see when you're not explaining it just how quick it is, and how you can just sit on the sofa at night and just do these just like you would knitting. Okay, so over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and bottom over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over the top. Pull it down a little bit. It's coming a bit far up my fingers now. And again, over, under, over, under, over, under. Oh, I used the wrong one then. I used the one that got tucked out the way. Over, under, over, under. And through, and through, and through, and through. Cool. For those of you who are sort of who do follow me on Crow's Mojo, will see that I've been trying today to live stream via YouTube. Oh, what a palaver. The thing is, I'm a creative, aren't I? So I'm not that techie. So actually, I find it really hard to get to grips with all the technical stuff that I want to do to enable me to put these videos out and, you know, stay connected and things like that. So I've actually given up on the live streaming for now. I think what I actually need is a better computer, because I think mine's a bit old and out of date and it's not really keeping up with modern technology. So I think we might have to wait a little while before I can afford to get a new computer, but we'll get there. For now, we'll just have to do these recordings and upload them and go from there. So over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and over, and just keep pulling. Okay, see, look at that, it's already a lovely little section of rope. Okay, so I'm going to show you now, whilst I've got that bit there, just how to end it, and then you can make these ropes as long or as short as you like. So to finish this off, we're going to take, because we start with the little finger, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the thread from the little finger over to the second finger, and you've got 2 loops, and you take the bottom over the top. Okay, and then you do the same with this one. So you take the next one over the middle finger or the pointer finger there, and then take the bottom over the top, and then again, last one, over to that side and take the bottom over the top, and then you're left with just a loop. Okay, don't lose that loop, because you'll lose all your work. So what you need to do now is get your scissors, give it a cut wherever you want and however long you want this tail to be. Pop that end through the loop just to stop it coming undone, and then pull it. And what you'll find is it's a bit loose, so you'll need to do a bit of backwards working just to get all that to sit nicely and tidy up nicely. Okay, and the same on the other end. You will have to do a little bit of sort of manipulating to even up those links where you started. Okay, and you might find when you first start doing this that your tension changes as you go. Obviously, as you get better at it, your tension will change. Let me pick you back up again now so I can see you. Up, up, up. Like that, there you go. So obviously your tension will change as you get better. So what you might find is that you'll get sort of halfway and think, oh, that's lovely now, but that first bit's a bit messy. Just unpick it. From the end that you started, it doesn't just unravel, so you have to manually unpick. From the end that you finished, if you undo that first loop, it will just unravel. So just be careful if you do decide to take a few rows out. But other than that, that's how you do your finger knitting with just using your hands. You can get looms out there, and I have got one up in the loft, but I haven't braved it today to get up there. So I've bought a loom, and it's a child's loom actually, because when you're working with chunky threads, you don't want little looms, you want a big one, and it's one with pegs in, and you do exactly the same principle, but you've got you know, as many pegs as you want to use. So I did a snood, it was about this deep, and it's lovely.